Welcome back. Oh, what a crazy one over in Houston for Game 3. LeBron James and the Lakers looking to take a commanding 3-0 lead. Hey, no KD for the Rockets. He's out with that ankle injury. First quarter. Shingun. Nice move. He had 11 points.
No, that spin move coming.
11 points in the first quarter, to be clear. Yeah. All right, next LA possession. Rui. Get it to him at the top of the arc. Nice three. Wasn't done either. If that is any indicator to you of the physicality of this game.
Easiest shot in basketball right there.
All right, minute later. Who was talking about a dunk contest?
Hey.
Jackson Hayes was.
It's a good pass.
Yeah, Kennard was a nice pass there.
Don't come.
Woo. All right, we jump to the second quarter. Jabari Smith, Jr. 14 points in the first half for Smith. Oh, LeBron James. Easy work. How about a little father-son action? Hey! Pops with the lob to his kid. I don't think we'll ever be able to say that again.
In the playoffs, though.
Hey, talk about it. LeBron, 16 points in the first half. We go to the third. 8 minutes left. Smith.
Jabari definitely showed up.
Yeah. Twin powers activate. Twin half of the twins. Amon slams it down. A little later in the third. Thompson again.
Oh, my.
Plus the foul. Late in the third. LeBron. Yeah.
Bron.
20 points through 3 quarters, 6 of 11. Field.
Okay,
Fourth.
Hey, Vando. Mm-hmm. No look joint. Magic will be proud.
I do like when they get fancy. A little later in the fourth. Shingun. Right over DeAndre in there.
It's tough.
LeBron's back. With the left.
Help it.
He said, you know what? I'll do it. Thompson again. All right, 5 minutes left. Reed with the three. Very close race at this point. We go to overtime. Lakers up 111 to 105. Reed nails it. Rockets cut the lead. But it wouldn't be enough. The Lakers win it 112 to 108 in a nail biter. They now have a 3-0 lead in the series. There's your box score, gentlemen. 29 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists for LeBron James in how many minutes, DC?
45.
Bananas.
Ridiculous, bro.
What are you talking about?
And he'll be ready Sunday.
Yeah.
Here's LeBron after the game.
LeBron, put in your body.
Take me through your thoughts down the stretch in this one, because LeBron was doing it all, taking it all like a champ, just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many words we can say about LeBron. It's just, we're running out of words to describe what we're actually seeing. And I don't think we can fathom, you know, LeBron playing at this level, this age anymore, right? I mean, I talked about him playing 45 minutes, but he gave you 13 rebounds with 6 assists. So he's literally trying to do everything he can at his age, and he's embracing this moment. And that's what you like to see from your superstar player.
I got to give some shout out to my boy Marcus Smart, man.
Come on.
Obviously being on a, couple bad teams the last couple years, not having that playoff moment, that playoff atmosphere over the last couple years, and then being able to come back in this year, be on a playoff team, impact winning. As a player, that's what you work hard for. Over the summer times, you put the work in, you put the time in, you dedicate yourself to your craft for these type of moments. And I got to just shout him out for, staying resilient through the highs and lows that the NBA presents.
Yep.
Yeah, people don't give enough credit for that side of the business, if you will. Thanks, Bobby. All right, let's get to Ime Udoka, who's at the podium now.
Coach, I know the game just ended, but in terms of the way the game just fell apart at the end, how was it from your vantage point?
Horrendous mistakes. I don't know if you want to say youth or, scared of the moment or whatever the case, but yeah, you have a 6-point lead with 20 or 30 seconds to go, get a rebound, and just have to hold the ball and get fouled, or it's basically a 1-on-4 and we throw it away. To combat it, make it worse, a terrible foul on Marcus Smart to give him 3 free throws. Next play, backcourt, you got it. Double's coming, you try to split it instead of throwing it to Alpy wide open. Another turnover, and then James makes a tough shot. Then the final play, for the last shot, we don't run what was drawn up. All the above.
Do you think what happened there late in the fourth quarter impacted your team early in overtime?
I don't know about that. It was 11-7, so, they made some shots. We missed a few, but no, I think we moved on, put that behind us. We still had a chance and did well enough to build that 6-point lead, but no, it was like, okay, we messed that up. Let's go get one.
What was the play that you had designed for the final shot of the game?
The elbow isolation for Alperen.
And on that Reed turnover, did you think that more guys should have been there closer to the backcourt for him, or did you think that space was small?
Alpy's wide open across half court. He got James on his hip, not even on his hip, and then Hachimura's coming to double. He tried to split it instead of just throwing to Alpy half court. We clear everybody out so you can get a run and take some time off, and if they have to come double from there, you got your guys wide open, your outlets.
Coach, obviously this is a make or miss league, but I think you guys took almost 20 more shots than the Lakers over the course of this series. That's been the prevailing theme. How do you assess, the failure to convert these shots, and how do you correct that?
Getting great looks, a bunch of threes tonight, same thing happened, with or without double teams. Anytime we get Alperen rolling down the lane, good things happen. Anytime we touch the paint, kickouts are there, and not knocking them down on a high clip. It happens. Guarded well enough. They had a 17 point after the first quarter. They scored 24 in the second, 17 in the third, and 15 in the fourth until that last 6 points. It's good enough to win. Make or miss, still had the lead, still had opportunity.
Kevin wasn't on the bench. Why?
Getting treatment.
Ime, how much did the lack of bench production hurt you guys today?
Yeah, it was there. I think, we didn't have a ton. They obviously got more off their bench, but with the timeouts and the time of the season, and we got our guys enough rest there, and obviously they played well enough to build a lead and sustain it. Just had the mistakes at the end, so it hurts probably overall that you want to get your guys a little more of a break and not have to run them the fourth quarter. But that unit obviously played very well, and like I said, guarded extremely well, and they had enough to get it regardless of what the bench was doing. Some guys are banged up as well.
Despite the loss, Jabari had one of his best games of his career. Just what did you see from him as far as just overall and just his overall fight throughout the game?
Yeah, it was great, aggressive, didn't pass up shots, hunting his shots, being very active. He had some, fouls. The third one hurt a little bit, fouling up at near half court when you already have 2, but played with the fouls, still was aggressive, and obviously it was, very impactful overall. Hell of a job by him playing with those fouls.
Coach, just kind of what was your general messaging to the guys after this loss, now down 0-3 in the locker room?
Grow up, and you're not that young anymore. You've been to the playoffs once, and we watched every situation just now.
Coach, how tough is it when, throughout the season you kind of had these situations where games just slipped away from y'all late in fourth quarters, and you kind of talked about, what it takes to kind of close these games out and to have it pop up in a situation like this once again?
Yeah, it's obviously a weakness of ours to close out and finish. The amount of mistakes or the type of mistakes are egregious, and you can't have those. And, I talk about age all the time, but I'm not talking about 23, 22, whatever it is. I'm looking at 5 years, 4 years, 3 years in the league and growing from there and not, learning from previous experiences. And so, those were that was the case there, and I stressed to him, man, go get the ball. You're the point guard. He was drifting away when the turnover happened, and make the simple play and run the plays that we call. And so all the above, like you said, and then, the foul by Jay Sean not being the young guy, it was not a good foul on Smart, and so just down the line, pretty much everybody at the end.
You guys went from a chance to have a 2-1 series to 3-0. No team has ever come back from 3-0. How are you feeling? How was the team feeling after the game?
I mean, disappointed with the ending. Some good things before that, like I said, 24, 20, 17, and 15 until that 6-point, stretch that they had. And so you're doing some good things with the opportunity, but now you got to go get one on Sunday, and don't let this one beat you twice.
Reed didn't have a particularly good game. How do you get him to bounce back in Game 4?
I think his aggressiveness was good. It's, he missed shots, and then, we need that from him. The threat was there. I'd rather him take some of those shots, the open shots that he has, and, we believe in the shooting. And so too many times other guys passed up open looks that we have to take, and you don't get much better. So struggled a little bit shooting there. They went after him on the defensive end with Smart and Hachimura in the post some. It had, broke us down, into rotations a little bit, but growing experience for him, and I'm glad he stayed aggressive and confident.
Are you optimistic or hopeful about Kevin in Game 4, or is that status still very much up in the air?
Yeah, up in the air. I think we made some progress in the last few days, but we'll see how that happens, with only one day in between.
Coach, it seemed like there were a few times where the Lakers extended their defensive shell and there was no one in the paint, but you guys were able to get success going downhill. In terms of applying that for Game 4, is it a pace thing or aggression thing in terms of how to capitalize on some of those different defensive coverages?